In today's world, it's increasingly difficult to discern what's real and what's AI generated. The economy is undergoing a significant transformation, often referred to as the just transition. Terms like fragmented world, corporate governance, and stakeholder capitalism are becoming increasingly relevant. Yet many people remain unaware of what these concepts truly mean, often due to their own personal biases. A common misconception is that governments create the rules. In reality, they largely enforce regulations set by policymakers at the international level. Policies designed to apply globally, affecting every nation-state. Most people believe we live under a single, unified form of capitalism, but capitalism takes different forms. The system currently in place is crony capitalism, which some argue functions more like corporatism or fascism. This arrangement has been entrenched since the end of World War II. The coming shift toward stakeholder capitalism is likely to carry far more severe consequences for the general population. Under this model, stakeholders, composed largely of CEOs from corporations that control global infrastructure, hold significant power, often prioritizing their own interests over the well-being of nations and individuals. The notion that governments can meaningfully regulate trillion-dollar multinational corporations is, in this view, naive. Likewise, the assumption that these corporations benefit the countries they operate in is misleading, since they often extract resources and put pressure on local currencies. These stakeholders, who personally own little, are instead beneficiaries of corporate trusts, a structure that's key to understanding the current system. To maintain independence and reclaim control, individuals need to come together and build their own infrastructure, rather than relying on existing power structures, operating in the private realm rather than the public one, consuming within their own communities rather than competing publicly. This can involve creating alternative social networking platforms, developing AI agents for personal organization, and building self-sufficiency in areas like food production and housing. Place those assets in a trust, and you too can own nothing on your own terms for generations to come. The answers to these challenges have been apparent for some time, but many people have been too distracted to notice. The economy is indeed changing, and not for the better. We're facing a new normal of rising prices, increased regulation, and an ever-growing list of subscription-based services. Since 2019, I've been warning about these developments, and I believe events have largely borne out those predictions. The path forward starts with educating yourself about global policymakers and their agendas. Ultimately, freedom comes down to the right to choose, and that means taking responsibility for your decisions and accepting the consequences that follow. Learn the different jurisdictions: municipal, provincial, federal, and international.